All right, welcome back once again to, well, you know what it is at this point. It's going to be the same thing every time for 104 matches. Uh, Welcome back, though, to the World Cup 2026 predictions. We're steaming through now, we're well on our way. A disclosure at the start of this one, I'm recording this June 7th. It will be out on June 11th, I believe. When you see this, or later. I mean, if you're not watching it when it gets uploaded, you'll be watching it later on down the line. So there you go. We're trying to get the upload kind of lined up 2 days before the actual game occurs, so you can kind of see what I'm thinking, and then see what maybe change what you're thinking, and then we'll see what actually happens, kind of thing. So that's what we're gonna do. This is the other game from Group B. We had Canada and Canada and Bosnia already played. This is the other tie. It's Qatar versus Switzerland. Now, before we go in, of course, taking a look at the settings, it is gone to Stadion Hanguk, which, of course, is not at the World Cup. So what we will do is we'll pick one that is. Is the Sports Illustrated? I might just go safe for one I do know for definite. One we've already used. We don't have to. We can repeat stadiums. Basically, we need it to be in America. I don't know if Providence Park is. Do you know what? I actually kind of like Providence Park, so I'm going to do a quick little Google search. Um, yes, it is in America. It's in Portland, in Oregon. So there we go. We'll go Providence Park for this one. We always check the settings beforehand, so just so you clarify, it is 10-minute halves, legendary difficulty, competitor mode is on. Of course, player-based difficulty is on, so if you've got a star player, they could kick on and do better than the rest. Stadium will have to be American, Canadian, or Mexican. We're going Providence Park, custom conditions, summer. I think this one's a little earlier on the next day. I think on the 13th. We'll go for a 5 p.m. daytime kickoff. I don't know exactly if it's correct. It's not the end of the world if it's not. And a clear weather, and I believe everything else. Pitch color, bright green. We want the best color of pitch we can because it's a World Cup. So, we'll go take a look at the team management as well. These are your teams. We've got Qatar on the left and we've got Switzerland on the right. I believe this should be an easy win for Switzerland, but Qatar have come along since they hosted the World Cup. They have improved. So I'm not ruling them out and getting a result. I just don't think they personally will be getting a result. I think the defence of Switzerland is too strong for them to score, and I think Switzerland's attack should cut through that Qatar back line. But we'll get the official score prediction when we go in, which is momentarily. Just to double check the settings: Stadium, Providence Park, 10-minute half length, difficulty legendary, game type authentic, and we're playing at 5 p.m. on a sunny day in America. So, ladies and gentlemen, the second Group B game is Qatar versus Switzerland.
This is the kind of occasion we all relish as football fans. Non-stop hype all week long, and now for the action. Hello and welcome to the City of Roses, Portland, Oregon.
Now, I'm going to try and stay
venue
quiet
is
on the little
Providence
cinematic
Park.
bits at the beginning,
And
as
Derek
well as the
Ray,
national
who will look
anthems,
after each joint
but
for
around that I'm
Portland
going to be
today
talking. I'm going to be
licensed
talking
and we're
non-stop,
fully
so
convinced
if
this
it's
game
verbal
will live
diarrhea,
up
you
to
can always
its
turn me
billing.
down. I
It's
understand that.
Qatar,
It's absolutely
and
fine.
they take on
But
Switzerland.
I'm fucking gassed for the World Cup. I've already done 4 of these matches. We've still got 100 to go. After this, we'll have 99. But I am here for it. I'm really enjoying recording these as well. It's something chill. It gives me a reason to actually do something recording-wise. Maybe revive the channel a bit, at least for the summer. And then, of course, it's just quick videos. No long-ass videos. You can sit around, watch, and enjoy if you want to. I will say as well, I watched back a couple of the first one, the first match of the whole thing, as this is Julian Lopetegui's Qatar team, which is mad that he's coaching it. I'll be honest with you, crazy news. When he was the Spain gaffer, few couples, one we always use all the time, a couple of World Cups ago, he was the Spain manager, or he was about to be the Spain manager. I think he sacked him just before it. Now he's managing Qatar, which is a bit of a fall from grace. That's not what I was going to be on about. What I was going to be on about is I was watching the Mexico-South Africa one back, and I heard slight crackling with the headset. The headset and the controller, they don't work brilliantly together. The controller's got a old adapter bit stuck in it, unable to get it out. So really, if I want to clean this thing, I probably need to get a new controller. But if it's not too bad for you guys, and it's not too bad for me, Murat Yakin's Swiss side here being shown on the screen. But yeah, if it sounds okay, that's fine. If it's a bit crackly or anything like that, I profusely apologise. I don't really have the setup for this, and I don't really play any console games or any games in general anymore that require headsets, so I just don't bother changing it. I feel like it's a waste of money if I'm not going to use it. But anyway, just to clear that up out of the way, I apologise in advance if it continues to be like that throughout the tournament. Switzerland kicking the ball off. They are going right to left, with Qatar obviously going in the opposite direction. It doesn't take a genius. Now, for this one, as Akram Afif already he's a thief there, and he takes the ball back for Qatar. Hold on. Pause my thought while this attack's occurring. They've played it back now. Okay, we can continue the thought. I think for this one, Qatar, like I said, have improved quite a bit since the previous World Cup. I still don't think they're going to be good enough to beat Switzerland here. I think Switzerland, I don't think they'll score many. They don't have too many like attackers that you would associate with goals, apart from maybe Shaqiri, maybe Mbolo could give you the odd one as well. I don't think it's going to be an incredibly high-scoring game, but I do think it's going to be 3 points for the Swiss. And I believe they will keep a clean sheet. They've got Kobel at the back, one of the most well-known goalkeepers now, one of the best ones about, at least on FIFA anyway. I don't actually watch Dortmund or any football much in real life, but he's obviously well-rated. Granit Xhaka, one of the players of the season in the Premier League, helped Sunderland to where they are now in the Europa League. And of course they've got a Kanji at the back, who's a very much experienced defender in Man City. I know he went on loan somewhere this season, can't remember where. Want to say Inter, could be wrong, probably am wrong. But basically, they've got good experience in the squad. They've got a good defensive core. They're not going to ship many goals, is my thinking. So my prediction is going to be a 2-0 for the Swiss, because again, they don't really possess top quality attackers, but they do have a good enough attack to score a couple. I think they will score a couple. And as for the defensive side, we've already just gone on about it. I think they'll keep a clean sheet just because they're defensively sound. And I believe they could go on a little run, could Switzerland. We'll see how it shakes out after the group stages. I'll put my group stage tables in on the spreadsheet, which you can find in the description if you want to keep up to date, or you want to compare these ones and the real ones, as Switzerland will go through. That's a brilliant tackle to stop Ndoye from getting the shot off. It should have been 1-0 there, but the shot wasn't taken in time, and Qatar will get it away. But yeah, there's going to be a spreadsheet which you can compare my predictions, the real predictions, well, not the real predictions, my predictions versus the real tournament, and see how accurate we are. Probably not very, especially if you've watched a few of these earlier ones, and the one in particular between Korea Republic and Czechia. Yeah, that one probably won't happen. The other ones feel kind of dead on, or at least realistic. So it could be that we're quite close to the exact things. I'm not, for my personal predictions, I'm not going to put them on the spreadsheet because that'll just muddy it up more. As Qatar nearly take the lead, and Kobel spills, but does get it the second time of asking. I think that was Akram Afif with the shot, and Ali tried to follow it up. Scary signs there. I thought these guys were going to be defensively sound, but Qatar swiftly went through there and nearly took an unlikely lead. But yes, so the spreadsheet will basically be what the game predicts and what the real situation is. I'm not going to go all in on predictions. I will be putting my scoreline prediction in the description of each video, and I will also say at the start of each match as well as the end of the video as well, in case you miss it the first time around. So there's going to be plenty of time to hear my predictions if you want to agree or disagree. As Rainbow Freuler misses an absolute sitter, how is that not 1-0 Switzerland? It was well worked by Mbolo to get the pass in, but that has to be 1-0. You have to be taking those kind of chances, especially in this format, because that could come back to be a problem. But Can I get my fucking point out before they start having more chances? Basically, check the spreadsheet if you want. Put your score predictions if you want as well, and see if they either match up with mine or you're correct if you're in the comments and you're predicting something and you're correct and you can tell me I'm wrong, or I can come into those comments and tell you that you're wrong. I mean, it's fine. We love the World Cup. So yeah, 2-0 for this one for me, and I will repeat that at the end of the vid. I'm not going to predict actual scores though, because that kind of... basically, I don't know enough of the players to know all their play styles and that. And also, I just don't know. As Ali, yeah, Switzerland are proving me wrong here. I thought they were going to be solid defensively. It looks like they're shaking. It looks like they're struggling a little bit, if truth be told. And I didn't think they would be. And they probably won't IRL. But I feel like in this, they've not been great. And Bolo, a header, but not enough power on it to trouble Barsham, really. It's not really enough on it. As it could go either way. The way, like in the game anyway, on this simulation, it could go either way. In real life, I think Switzerland will definitely be a lot more, you know, dominant, more in control. So yeah, I think that's me covered everything I think I need to as we progress through the first half. Ed Milson Jr. has been left in acres of space. He takes it inside. He takes it back outside. Plays it inside to Almoez Ali. And ladies and gentlemen, my prediction's already wrong if the simulation is to be believed, because it is Qatar who strike first. Now, obviously because I predicted 2-0, I didn't think that that would occur. I didn't think they would do that. But I've forgotten the name of him already. I think it's Ed Milson, the number 8. Does well to get around the kanji. And then Almoez Ali somehow isn't closed down when he takes a shot here. So he's given free passage to just blast it where he wants. And because Kobel can't react in time because it's such a close effort, it is going to go in. And it is going to be 1-0 to Qatar.
1-0 it is. Let's see what happens next.
And there could be a shock on here. There very much could be a shock on here. I'm not saying there isn't, because I didn't think they would score once. They might score multiple times. They've got the ball again, for fuck's sake. Al Haydos now back to Kareem. Out to Madibo. Sultan now Kareem again. They're just playing the ball around well. Qatar actually look like the better team. I'll be honest with you. They've both had chances, but Qatar have had more control, I think. As well as the fact they've got the goal. They've got something to sit on here, something to stand on. And I don't think Qatar will win it in real life, as you know by my prediction, but the game simulation could yet prove me wrong. They definitely look more active of the two. And Milson Jr. comes back on side to receive that. Madibo plays it into Kareem. Al Haydos now could find Madibo again. Out wide to Milson Jr. He just needs an option in the middle. Does turn it back to Madibo. One more to Buriaf, follows the plan, but Reader closes it down. And Ndoye now can break with his pace for Switzerland. And if you are Switzerland, especially if you're the gaffer for Switzerland, I've forgotten his name. But if you're manager of Switzerland, you'll be looking at this and wondering what the fuck is going on. Is it some kind of prank? Because Qatar are quite far below Switzerland, I believe, in the world rankings. But it has been... Oh my god, what is going on? Akram Afif lays it off to Ali again. It's a great save from Kobel, but Afif will score the rebound. And it is 2-0 to Qatar. What the fuck is this Swiss defence doing? The centre-back that was there, the centre-back that remained to mark Afif, completely misread the actual clearance, the blockage. And it is just a 1-2 technically, not obviously the 1-2 that would actually occur, because Afif has passed it and then got it back via the goalkeeper. But you get my point. It's Afif that gets the ball. I don't know how it's not been closed down, but it's a simple pass to Ali, who should be scoring. He should be making it 2-0 there. Kobel does well to block the initial effort, but then it is just caught on the rebound by Afif. Nobody's closing him down still. They've had plenty of time to do it, and nobody has. And I think it might have been Elvedi that was the error, or... well, whoever his partner is. I don't think it was Akanji. I think it was Elvedi. I could be wrong though. You'd have to go back, rewind the video and VAR it for yourselves. But it's a 2-0 Qatar lead. This is the opposite of what I predicted, because I predicted a 2-0 Swiss lead. What is going on with Switzerland? This defending is atrocious. Rodriguez has fucking had enough. The ref's going to admonish him for it, but like, you got to question what is going on with this Swiss back line. one of the more, like, you'd associate them with defending a bit more than most countries in this World Cup, and especially in this group. And they've leaked too. And if Qatar score one more, they will overtake Canada in the group stages as it stands. Of course, Canada, if you didn't watch that match, won 3-1 over Bosnia, which means it's currently equal right now on goal difference. But of course, if they score again, they'll have one more goal difference. Canada currently top because they've scored more. Afif now plays it off to Pedro Miguel, and it could be very much trouble here for Switzerland unless they find a way to turn it around in the second half. I don't think they're going to be a big goal scoring team either, so I don't think they're going to level this in this simulation, but I did predict them to win 2-0, so maybe they could. And I'm still standing by the fact that Switzerland do beat Qatar, but it's not been like that here. They're not marking again. Ali just got a free run. Afif didn't see it, which is luckily really lucky for Switzerland, but they're just not marking the runs of the players that are creating chances here. That might go out. It's going to be kept in by Milson Jr. Ali again. One more to Al-Haydos. Madibo out to Karim. This could be the second most unrealistic scoreline so far. It really depends on how much more Qatar are going to create, because they have been very, very good. It's Switzerland that have been poor, and it's going to be Alvedi that closes it down, plays it back to Koble for safety, and Switzerland will get it away on this occasion. But what is, if you are a neutral or a Swiss fan, you're confused. You're really confused. If you're a Qatar fan, or of course a neutral as well, and you're back in Qatar, then you're impressed, very much so. Sultan closes down the ball in there from the right hand side. I don't know who it was that had it, but Vargas will be the one to deliver the ball in or play it short for the Swiss corner. And if they can get a goal back before half time, then the game might open up again. But as it stands, it's been a game largely dominated by Qatar, and we'll see at the halftime stats whether that is in fact the case. Vargas looks for Ndoye, who does head it, but it's off target, and it doesn't even trouble the Qatari goalkeeper. It is just not, if you're a Swiss fan, not what you come to expect. If you're a Qatar fan, you might not expect it either, but it is Qatar. Do have a lead, and they will probably keep that heading into half-time now. I don't think there's enough time for Switzerland to get 2 goals. They don't even look like they're going to get 1. Hell, Qatar could get a 3rd here. Afif is just running with nobody closing them down. Madibo back to Al-Haydos, out to Ayoub. They're not closing down the space. Freuler does well to get it away, and now Mbolo has run offside here, so Ndoye's going to have to go it alone just for now. He does do that. He's got the pace to beat Pedro Miguel. He can play the ball in here. He does play it backwards to Freuler. Xhaka now. And Bolo gets closed down by Kukai. And it is now once again in the Swiss possession as they try to find some route back in before the break. I think Ndoye might be off. He's not. Rodriguez then back to Xhaka. Rodriguez has been fouled, but it could still fall for Reader. Here it's closed down by Karim. And Qatar, and I will take it back as well from their standpoint, I didn't think they'd be that good defensively. They've closed the Swiss out here, and there's more space for Milson Jr. to attack in. They haven't learned their lesson, and it could be 3 before the break as Ali can't quite find a Afif, and it will be away by Xhaka, and it will only be 2-0 at the break. But if you came into this one saying Qatar be 2-0 up at half-time, I'd have called you a liar. I wouldn't have believed you. I'd be checking your football knowledge, to be honest. But the Qataris have proved me and anyone else who has said Switzerland completely wrong, because it's been very, very good from them at the break. Almoez Ali opening the scoring before almost finding a second, but the rebound does fall to Afif for a 2-0 lead at the break, and it could make this group, Group B, very interesting. Now let's take a look at the stats at the break, see how it reads for these two teams. 53-47 in terms of possession in favour of Qatar. They've had a lot more of the ball. Well, not a lot more, but they've done more with it, obviously, with the scoreline. 5 shots to 4, though, in favour of the Swiss. I didn't think they'd had that much opportunity. I do remember the shot on target, though. It's just a really tame header into the hands of Barsham in the Qatari net. But what I do know is that Qatar are value for the lead. 2.6 expected goes to 0.7. And if you're Switzerland, there's going to be some bloody hairdryer treatment in that changing room, I'll tell you that much for free. Taking a look at the performances from both sides. First of all, Switzerland. Elvedi, the better defender at the back. Akanji's been anonymous, and maybe it was him that was at fault for the second goal in the end then. Reader hasn't been fantastic, but none of them really have. It's the midfield that have kind of done alright for Switzerland, trying to push it up the front, but The front men haven't done well, and the back men haven't done well. Coble has struggled. Coble has struggled completely. There's been 5 shots in his net, or 4 shots in his net, my apologies. 2 have been saved. Obviously, the rebound he could do nothing for. But, in fact, actually, it's not even been that bad, because the first one should have been closed down by the defence, and the second was a rebound. So he's slightly hard done by here, the Swiss goalkeeper. As for Qatar, then, Bouriaf on an 8 rating. He has been solid in that midfield, you can't lie. The midfield of Qatar have probably outdone the midfield of Switzerland. And when you've got Granit Xhaka in there, that is a mad statement to make. Akram Afif for the goal on 7.4. Almoez Ali getting the other one, he's on a 7.2. And one of the assists coming from Emilson Jr. has run that right hand side, to be honest with you. It's been very well done. And of course with Barsham, he hasn't had to do much. He had that one tame header. Or maybe it was a different shot, because it looks like he saved bottom left there. Regardless, he's not had a lot to do, so you can't really say, well, he's been bad, because he hasn't been. Like, he hasn't needed to be. He's just been sat back in the goal, watching his team be the better team, to be honest with you. As you can see here, Lopetegui on the menu is just kind of running him through how they're going to do the second half. Just hold on. All you need to do is just hold on and make sure the Swiss don't bring any more pressure, or, well, any pressure. But I believe we're not having any substitutions at the break, so we can go into the second half and see how this unfolds. If I'm Switzerland, I'm thinking of maybe changing something up, but I just don't know what you would change. You need more creativity, definitely. You need any creativity. If you're Qatar, all you need to do is just play 45 minutes of defense, just hold on. Don't make any unnecessary passes, don't make any mistakes. Just try and play your football, keep it on the ground, and just try not to invite pressure. Just play it out. All they need to do is see this out now, because it's a brilliant result if they do, and they've done very well at the start of this half to do exactly that. They're just keeping it around the back. Switzerland are going to have to push in, press in, and if they can press in successfully, they have got the ball here. It could be curtains for Qatar, but if Qatar can go out of that press and maybe find a third goal, then you know it's curtains. It might be curtains already, but like, they'll be drawn, they'll be closed, the blinds will be shut, windows will be closed, the whole house is going to go dark.
And a strong tackle.
And it is Switzerland in possession again. I do back them to get at least 1 goal, but I feel like they maybe left themselves a mountain to climb now, and it's actually really good defending once again. Pass is sloppy there from Ayoub though, and Xhaka spots Vargas in space. Albarracin all closing him down, and it's going to be Widmer to overlap back into Vargas, who makes an awful pass attempt. I don't even know what he was trying to do. The clearance isn't great though from the goalkeeper, however, it will just be ping-ponging a little bit here, and Bolo does find Ndoye, who should be shooting instead of being a little trick merchant. I'm sorry to break away from the neutral commentator stance, but why isn't he shooting there? All he has to do is put his foot through it. It's probably 2-1. Switzerland probably have a route back in. But now it's Qatar who go again. And thankfully Rodriguez is there to mop up the error. But why isn't he just shot? Why hasn't he just said, alright, I've got the opportunity here, let me take it? Does he know how to shoot? He could have either passed or shot there. He done nothing. I'm being a bit critical of Ndoye here, but he's in the Premier League. He plays for Forest. I know they didn't have a great season. I think he did alright. But you're expecting more from some of your players that can do more. Are we on a glitch here? I'm going to press A just to skip that, because we could be sitting there for ages. I try not to skip and try not to get involved, but I don't want to sit here for what... We're not watching 36 minutes of Switzerland waiting for the throw-in. Alright, I'm not doing that. We are going to see Switzerland, though, get the attack here. And Bolo is not found. I don't think he was even searched for there, to be honest. It looked like it was towards Reader. Switzerland have got the right idea coming out of this second half, I'll be honest with you. They've looked very lively, especially down that left-hand side. But you need to tell your left winger to shoot rather than do step overs. I feel like that's going to be a critical part, especially if Qatar now get their third, because you could have had a goal from Dan Ndoye to make it 2-1 and then push back in for an equaliser. But now it's Qatar playing their football, and they don't need to be overly aggressive. So they could just pass around the box for days if they needed to. Milson Jr. picked up on the right once again. He's been very important today and very good also. And it's Ali who just needs to find one more ball, but it's closed down well, and Akanji will get it clear. I believe Elvedi did the dirty work, and Akanji gets the ball out of dodge. And Ndoye now down the left. I'm a bit critical of why he hasn't shot, but if he is a good player, overall, and I'll try not to be critical of him. That's a great tackle again from Qatar, man. They are fucking here for it. They've turned up. They've learned from their mistakes in 2022, and they have arrived with a focus. And Lopetegui, who obviously hasn't had maybe the best managerial career, has got these boys playing some really good football. And it's Elvedi with a very shitty pass. Almoez just needs to play it either into the middle or out wide. It's going to go out wide. Madibo and Milson. Now Madibo again. Ali, I think he is onside. There's claims for off, but it's going to be him again. And if he gets a shot off here, Elvedi closes down. It's suspect from the Swiss defence, but they do seem to get it in time, or at least they have this second half. First half was definitely a bomb scare. Second half, it's been a little bit more composed, but they're still not getting the goal that they need here, as Reeder looks to play it out to Ndoye. Inside potentially here, it is going to be Freuler, who tries to find, well, I don't know if he tried to find anything, to be honest, but it is poor from the Qatari goalkeeper. Xhaka presses, and I don't know what's been given here, but there is a substitution. I believe it was an offside call. Al Amin coming on for Awi or Uwe. But I believe it's an offside call. I believe the ball got tackled to Xhaka, who was standing in an offside position. Qatar freshening up just to try, I think, see this out, which is the smart move. Switzerland, if they're going to get back into this, they need a goal realistically before like the 75th minute, just to kind of put doubt into their opponent's minds, as well as putting belief into their own. And it is going to be Switzerland who move again. It is Reeder, should play for Ndoye here, he does, and Ndoye needs to do something with the ball. He does. He whips it back post Vargas, and Bolo nods. It's a great save from Barsham to prevent that going over the line, but it's not over for Switzerland yet, as Bolo will get a second bite. It's Vargas with the shot, and it's Barsham again who stops them from scoring. Switzerland now putting on the pressure. Will Qatar sink or swim here? Reeder comes off from Manzambi. Will it be telling? This pressure will either determine whether Qatar can do it or whether they won't, because it's some great goalkeeping from Barsham, but now Switzerland are inviting themselves on here. The press has been good. It needs to be a goal though if they're going to get it. Like I said, it has to be by the 75th minute, or they may run out of belief. They may run out of time as well. They've sat all the way back as Ali now dances through. It's Madibo again. The counter-attack has died, but the attack is still on. It's away by Switzerland in the end. And like I said, the second half, the centre-backs have really shown up. But of course, the defensive line first half was all over the gaff. And it looks like it has been fixed up. But again, 2 goals needed, minimum. You want to win if you're Switzerland, but obviously it's going to be a lot harder to get 3 than it is to get 2. If you can scrape a point, it might put you in position to get a win over either Canada or Bosnia. But it is not great. It's not looking good, Brev, as Castillo would say. Afif now to Almoez. I'm going to refer to them between, like if they've got 2 names, because he's Homam but also Alamin, I'm going to probably switch between both names. As Homam now does play it to Al Haydos. It's a little triangle going on here, not allowing Switzerland to touch it, which is really good play. Now Ali, all he needs to do is turn around. Akanji closes it down. A human calculator, calculating that his team need 2 goals and they need them soon. And Ndoye now down the left hand side. It's played central towards Granit Xhaka, who does spot Vargas in a good amount of space, but there's nothing on. There's nothing on. They've closed down well, and they will get it away again. And I think now you could probably, if you're a Qatari fan or you're rooting for Qatar in this one, you're rooting for the underdog, you could probably start celebrating 3 points, because although Switzerland have been close, they haven't got the goal they needed. So unless there's going to be a quick 2 goals, which I do not see occurring, I think you might be able to get it over the line now if you're Qatar. There's going to be substitutions here. I didn't see what actually happened previously before that. Madibo coming on, or coming off I should say, for Fati. I don't know what change Switzerland have made. It looks, yeah, it is Okafor on for Ndoye, and it's a corner, so it must have been another opportunity for Qatar. I did look away briefly, Okafor with a bit of pace could be good against tired legs, but if they get number 3 here, Ali goes down, no penalty. Of course, it isn't. It's a very good tackle, but Okafor does have the pace that could change things. I know Ndoye also has the pace, but maybe Okafor knows how to shoot potentially. We don't know. What we do know is he's down on the left-hand side here, and there's options in the middle. If he can find them, it's Mbolo. It's knocked back to Manzambi, and it is a goal now. I did say it had to be by the 75th minute, but it's on the 80th minute mark. They've got 10 minutes left to maybe, possibly, do something here, and that will put Qatar, I should say, not guitar, on the back burner. So it's really interesting here.
And then it's so composed.
Really curious which way this one goes now, but that opens up the game entirely. Barsham unable to continue his heroics, as it is a good finish from the substitute Manzambi, and the Swiss manager a little bit happier, but you still need another goal, mate. Potentially 2 if you don't want a revolution here. Qatar, though, now the momentum is with Switzerland. They need to ride this out if they want to get the 3 points. I don't know if they have the ability to, but that's being said, Milson now on the right hand side again tries to find Ali, closed down by Elvedi, and Kobel will get it away. It could, I mean, the pendulum could swing again here. Manzambi does find Okafor. Too many skills. They're doing too many skills and not enough, you know. I don't know, to be honest. It's just really good defending from Qatar whenever they do try and push in, so I can't really say it's a bad thing. Changes from both sides requested again. Will they get them done before the full-time whistle? The ball doesn't seem to go out a lot in these simulations, so I wouldn't bet on it. Doesn't seem to be a ton of fouls either. Very composed as both teams try to register points here, or a point. If you're Switzerland now, you're going to just try and play for the 1. But Qatar playing the ball smartly. Almoez into Fati. Sorry, I was going to say Al Fati, but it's just an A at the start of his name. Alheidos, Ali, this could bury it. If they can find a third, Elvedi gets it away. It's not a could situation. It would bury it. Okafor now on the left. The pace of the Leeds man, I believe he's on loan from Milan, but he did play at Leeds. The pass is fucking woeful, if I'm being transparent. And I don't want to shit on all the Swiss left wingers, but there's going to need to be a bit more in the time that we've got left, because there's not a lot of time left. They might get one more go at it. Elvedi now to Xhaka, spots Okafor with the ball, and now Freuler. If he put that chance away in the first half, it'd be 2 alright now. Granit Xhaka, can he find a way through? Does he have to do it himself? He may have to here. It's closed down by Kuki. Pressure is on, but Barsham does well. Switzerland need to win this ball back if they're going to get anything now, and I think the ship may have sailed. There's still 2 minutes of added time. A bit of good pressing here could highlight one more chance, but I think Qatar are going to be comfortable with it now, just to play it in their own little area. And I think Switzerland, it might be the first genuine shock of this FA Cup, as Switzerland look like they're going to fall to Qatar here. I don't think they're going to get time for a last attack, and there was moments where I thought they might. There was moments where I thought there could be a leveller here, but it's not going to happen. And the ref does blow for full time, and it is historic. I believe that is the first win ever for Qatar in a World Cup. If you are Switzerland, you are dumbfounded, you are upset, you are frustrated. That first half defensive performance was what cost them. They came together in the second half and put on a really good show. But that first half, all over the place, not enough defensively, not enough offensively. They worked on it after half time, got their goal, and they were close to getting a draw. But it isn't going to happen for the Swiss, and it's a shock result which may see Qatar qualify already. They've got 2 more games to go against, of course, Canada and Bosnia. Any result in those ones, a point, would be enough to send Qatar through. But that is the first legitimate shock of these predictions, in my opinion. 2-1 win for legendary AI, of course. Qatar. Obviously I'm playing like a neutral commentator bit, but I can't believe that Qatar's just beaten Switzerland. Take a look at the stats then as the game comes to a close. It's not like Switzerland didn't have their opportunities. They did, but goalkeeping plus, not being able to do anything in the first half cost them here. And it's 58 to 42 in terms of possession. Qatar did have a lot more of the ball, but obviously try to control the game, try to see the game out, try not to let Switzerland back in, and it was potentially going to go to their detriment. Switzerland nearly did get back in, 9 shots to 5 from the favourites that did lose in the end, but 2.9 expected goals to 2 for Qatar. Both did create. The second half was a lot better from Switzerland. Qatar kind of dropped off. They didn't need to go as hard for it. They already had the 2-goal cushion. Switzerland did need to go for it. They went for it, just didn't get over the line for a point or anything. Good goalkeeping, like I said. Good defensive line the whole time from Qatar, I'll be honest with you. Taking a look at the player ratings as we close out another game. Elvedi, very good second half. He did make up for any mistakes in the first half. But obviously didn't get them results. So did he really? Again, the midfield very good. Freuler and Xhaka. Xhaka just tried to find anyone, anywhere to do anything to get his country back level. He even tried to do it himself. He saw at the end and Bolo with an assist, which set up the Manzambi goal. It's well cut back from the striker, but he didn't provide enough up front. He only gets a 7.1. Manzambi off the bench got the goal. Of course, didn't really get a lot of time, but he did get a goal. He did try his best. 6.8 for the goal scorer. And then, of course, for the goalkeeper, Gregor Kobel, Qatar didn't have another shot on target in the second half, so his rating didn't really change. However, Switzerland did have shots on target, as you can see by some of these ratings here. Karim Boudiaf getting the man of the match in the end, but of course, El Haydos putting in a shift as well. I can't believe how good they were, to be honest, at controlling the game. But they were. All respect to them. I see Madibo an 8 rating. Ali with the 7.2 rating. He, of course, got the first goal. Second goal was tidily put away by Afif off the rebound. He gets a 7.1. They weren't incredible, but they did what they needed to do. And that's all you can do. That's all you can really go for in the World Cup. Milson Jr., the assist, 6.8. Again, the attack didn't really provide in the second half, but they didn't need to. They just had to have the defence provide. And I thought the defenders deserved better ratings than what they've been given here, to be completely honest with you. I thought they were really solid for the majority of the time, as well as Michel Barsham. I thought he did better than that, personally. But he did let in a goal from Manzambi. The other saves were really well made, though. Especially that one that looked like it was going to cross the line, the Embolo header. Didn't have enough power on it, but it still felt like it could just get over. But he did a really good save to prevent that. So in the end, I don't think I mean, these players deserve higher ratings than what they've got. Man of the match does go to the Qatari player, Karim Boudiaf. However, I think they've been slightly underrated here, especially the goalkeeper and the defenders. But what I do know is that Group B has now just been blown absolutely wide open. Because Switzerland, who I personally, I think, am expecting them to top the group, have been beaten by Qatar, who I personally think are going to be at the bottom of the group. But in this simulation, you'll look at the group tables on the spreadsheet, if you do care to look at the spreadsheet. The game, the goals, everything is wide open now. Anything can happen, which is the beautiful part of this. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another of these predictions. Group B, day one's completed. Canada and Qatar getting victories. Canada will sit top, Qatar will sit second, Switzerland will sit third, and at the bottom will be Bosnia. But if you told me that Qatar were going to win anything, I'd have called you a liar. But there you go, the game thinks otherwise. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, enjoy the World Cup when it's here, because it will be in full swing when this video comes out. Enjoy the rest of your days, and peace.